podcasting from our homes in lockdown where we'll be spending the rest of our lives. This is Bored, the podcast where we keep you entertained during your never-ending time at home. I'm your host, Alan7009, with my co-host,
91.
On this week's episode of Bored, we're going to be interviewing our, I think it's third guest, oxi0de, who is the guest this week.
Hey guys, I'm oxi0de, and Aaron is oxi0de.
Oh, oxi0de. Okay.
So, like always, we start the week with a Q&A, interviewing our guests. So, we've got the first question this week. Over to you, Aaron.
So, we always ask our guests, since we are bored and we're doing this from home, how are you finding your lockdown from, as of now? How's it been?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine so far. I've managed to cope with online school and doing the work at home and stuff. Yeah, I find it pretty easy to adapt to, and getting emailed the work and stuff. Yeah, I think it's been fine.
Yeah, but I was gonna say the lockdown itself. Do you think it was too late or a sensible decision, or?
I mean, for lockdown, it's never not an unsensible thing to do, but they've done it extremely late. They should have done it when Italy did it, because Italy's handled it pretty well.
Yeah, but they should have handled it like New Zealand. New Zealand have done it the best in the world.
The US and the UK, they've done it the worst, I think, haven't they?
Yeah.
Okay, next question. What are you doing to pass your time in lockdown?
Well, yeah, I've been playing a lot more games since school shut and stuff. I've beaten one game so far since lockdown finished. It's called Kyoku Megami Tensei. It's a Japanese game. Yeah.
Anime Kyoku Nansei Wenwei.
No, it's not anime. It's not anime. People have asked me, do I like anime? I've actually only ever liked 3 animes, but I'll talk about that later. Yeah, and I've sometimes been playing cricket with my brother in my backyard, and we've hit over a lot of balls.
But I was gonna say, have you been doing any sports, or apart from cricket, have you gone running or anything like that, or are you just staying at home?
I mean, yeah, we went for a run once in our local park, but it was actually pretty crowded.
Yeah, and
there is a lot of people.
Because I'm guessing, since there's a lot of people in many areas who are not following social distancing at the beach and parks and stuff.
Yeah, it's just crazy. You look at beaches and places that have famous beaches. There's just loads of people on the beaches. How is the government allowing this?
Yeah. Okay. So, how are you finding remote learning?
Well, yeah, I've been finding it fine. Getting emailed all the work and uploading on the Friday deadline. It means that we have the whole week to do it, and not a night or two to do it, like we would if school was open. But I would say that our schools needs to be doing online learning, on Zoom and stuff, because things like French, you can't really do it as well if you're being emailed home as you can face to face with the teacher.
Now, we know that you like tech, as you said from the previous question. Now, PlayStation and Xbox have released new consoles, but what are your opinions of the Xbox Series X?
Well, they haven't released them yet, they've just announced them, but the Xbox Series X. Well, it's obviously going to be the next generation of consoles, along with the PlayStation 5. Well, I think that instead of going for a gaming console, they're literally
They've gone for a PC.
Yeah, they've gone for a PC, but they've just running Xbox software.
Yeah, the whole console thing should stay. The design, the boxy thing, that should never go.
Box. Yeah. This is just some square, some cube box now.
Yeah. Okay. And then my question for you is, since we just talked about Xbox, Are you a PS4 or Xbox player? And what are your opinions on the PS5?
Well, I myself am a PlayStation player. Well, there are lots of like Xbox versus PlayStation war, and a lot of the arguments I see, I just think are really stupid. Like arguments I personally think are good arguments is like the console library, because people are like comparing the PlayStation 4 Pro to the Xbox One X, I think it was called. They're like, oh, the Xbox One X has got better hardware. That should be the go-to console. But
Yeah, but that's not
really,
fair because it came out after, like a few years later.
yeah, yeah, that's true. But you should it may have better hardware, but you're still gonna get good performance on either one because the games have been designed to run on that hardware. So it'll be both games that you can play on both will run fine, and you probably won't be able to see the difference. Maybe like opening and closing games and stuff. And
Just the
but I think
controls.
what I personally think is a good argument is like gaming library. Like I think that the PlayStation has better exclusives than the Xbox, and I think that's a good reason to say on PlayStation for me.
Yeah, before we go into the PS5 question, I just wanted to ask, what about you, Brad? Are you PS4 or Xbox?
Well, I say career. I started my gaming career on the Xbox Classic, on the Xbox Original. And I only got rid of it a couple of months ago. But then I moved on to the Xbox 360. And I found that they were just quite glitchy. But I've got a PlayStation 4 as my main console now, so I definitely say PlayStation. I'm a PlayStation.
And since you've had both, which one have you preferred?
Well, it was obviously cool to have an Xbox Original because it was like the first ever Xbox, but like you couldn't get any of the recent games on it, so I just thought there was no point keeping it, so I sold it. So I think Xbox Original was one of the coolest consoles that I had, but for more up to date, I'd say PlayStation 4 is better than the Xbox 360 in my opinion.
I myself are rocking a PS4 Pro, which I got, I think, 2 years ago or so now. And
yeah, I've got a PS4
I have to
Pro
admit, it has never let me down. It's always been top-notch performance, and it's always been able to transfer video clips like easily. And and it's just great for when you're either playing games or recording games. Anyways, back to the PS5 question.
So my thoughts on the PS5.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, once again, like I said, it's going to be the next generation of console gaming. But the design of it is a very controversial thing. Like people like my cousin think the design looks really sleek and they like it, but I think it just looks really weird. You've got like the box and then you've got like the coating, like the thing around. It just looks really weird.
No. I love it. I think, but I think
I hate it.
this.
I prefer PS4.
I think this white plastic is a drawback. Maybe
I agree,
because it gets lots of scratches. If you get paint on it, for example, it would look terrible. Or like if you get anything on it. But for example, a black PS4, it just looks so much more sleek and nicer. But I can see why they
actually had a white PS4 controller, white PlayStation controller yet, have we?
Yeah, no,
we do have one. You can get a white DualShock 4 controller.
Yeah, I have a white DualShock. It's
I prefer black.
It's quite absorbing.
Yeah, I find mine collects a lot of dust, and I just find it just looks really weird. And like Aaron said, I would much prefer a black version of it. I think Sony will probably make a black version, even if it's not on like day one. But I think they will eventually.
They will. I reckon they'll transfer.
Yeah, because Xboxes have generally been white, haven't they? And
yes, that's what I was thinking. When you have an Xbox, like the main Xbox controllers are white. So
got it. So this is what
white I've got PS4. The same one.
And can you see like on the back, there's sort of loads of scratches, and it just gets like, and there's loads of dust on here, and it gets really dirty.
I find my white controllers quite dusty. Like it collects dust very easily compared to.
Yeah.
All right. Staying on top of gaming, what are your top 3 favorite video games?
Top 3 favorite video games. That's a pretty tough question, to be honest. But I'd have to think for some time for my second and third place. But my first place, That's definitely this 3DS game called Shin Megami Tensei 4.
Right.
It's
Is that another one from a different country?
Yeah, it's a Japanese role-playing game. You play as an elitist soldier from this like medieval kingdom, and there's like this person called the Black Samurai comes and starts handing out these books that makes people go psychotic. So you have to go like kill this person, and you have to go below this like medieval village to find her. The whole game isn't about killing the Black Samurai, but it's a key point in the game. It's a great game.
What are the other two
The
games?
gameplay, I really love the gameplay of this game. It's standard turn-based, like you hit a weakness, you do extra damage, you hit a critical hit, you do extra damage. But the gimmick of this gameplay system is this thing called press turn. So if you hit a weakness or do a critical hit, you get an extra thing called a press turn, and that means you get an extra turn. So if I hit a weakness, then I can get an extra press turn. And bosses have a weakness. You just have to hit their weakness, and you can get so many turns.
Yeah. What about the other two games?
I really can't think, to be honest. I would have to think.
Persona 5.
Oh,
Let's do Would You Rather games. Name 2 games. Choose your favourite.
Yeah,
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
Persona 5 Royale. Fortnite.
Well, I'm not really a fan of Battle Royale games, but I'm also very critical of Persona 5, but I'd still go for Persona 5.
Yeah. All right. So we'll say Persona 5 and whatever that game was. I can't even remember the name.
Shin Megami Tensei 4.
Shin Megami Tensei 4.
Pretty close.
Okay. Moving on to the next question. Finally, I know that a lot of the Persona community is or in general any community, gaming communities, since you've said you like to go on Reddit from time to time. Can you describe the toxicness of many people on Twitter or Reddit or any place?
Well, it's not exactly the Persona fan base. The Persona fan base is actually decent. Obviously, you got like bad people and good people, but the real problem is the Persona 5 fan base. Like, if you go in any forum about Persona 5, it's just constant people talking about who their favorite girl from the game is. And if you say that you don't like their favorite girl, you'll get harassed and have many personal attacks thrown at you. And it's just really dumb and annoying, all these idiots. And then you got people who associate them with like the Persona fan base. And Persona 3, 4, and 5, they're the modern Persona games. They have this dating sim aspect, and obviously that's greatly impacted the community. Persona 1 and 2 don't have them, and I'm playing Persona 2 right now, and I would say I have my gripes about it, but it's got a pretty interesting plot. And in Persona 5, I just really hate the dating sim aspect. It's been implemented really badly, and I just think anyone who like actually enjoys it is a bit of a degenerate. No offense to anyone who actually does. And well,
I don't know anything about that game, so I can't comment on it.
I can't comment either.
Yeah, and what happened was the protagonist of Persona 5, his code name is Joker. He was put in Super Smash Brothers, but Persona 5 is a PlayStation exclusive. And because he's in Smash, people thought that Persona 5 was going to come to Switch, which it hasn't so far. And then some people want it on Switch now because you've got Joker in Super Smash Brothers. So what this one person decided to do was he decided to start a hashtag on Twitter called Break Free Persona. And now on any of the developers' tweets, Atlas, you just scroll down, you'll find tons of people spamming that Break Free Persona hashtag. It's really annoying, and it's just toxic and harassment. Atlas is a Japanese company, and it has 2 branches, Atlas Japan and Atlas West. Atlas West has no say over what Atlas Japan does, but people still spam Atlas West to put Persona 5 on Switch, although that's only Atlas Japan can do. It's just really annoying and toxic. I just hate it. And I get associated with these idiots all the time.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks for speaking to us with all those answers. For the folks listening, we're going to take a break now.
bored. The podcast where we're bored, and now we have to educate you all. So today's fact is that Coca-Cola was the first soft drink in space. The Coca-Cola company has made more than 10 billion gallons of syrup since the formula's invention in 1886 by Atlanta pharmacist John Pemberton. That's a lot of sugar. Now, not only that, their drinks were the first to enter space.
Wow, that's actually pretty interesting.
And our guest
oxi0de
said that he had a fact for us.
Well, I actually learned this from Persona 5 because it's got dungeon crawling elements, but it's also got social sim aspects, and you play as a high school student, so you have like classes, and sometimes your teachers ask you questions. And I learned from one of these that in 1952, there was such bad acid rain in London, but not in the form of like liquid acid rain, like acid rain in the atmosphere, that 4,000 Londoners were killed.
Oh, lovely.
In 1952.
Whoa, so we've got some more gory facts, like the ballpoint pen again.
Lovely, yeah, wow. Lovely.
Yeah, okay. So, obviously, we're doing this still from our homes because of the annoying coronavirus. And the virus itself is annoying, but it's great that people have come out and shown that the better side of themselves now, to help each other. And some of these people include our key workers who are putting their lives on the front, and just risking their lives just to help us. And also right now we've got the Black Lives Matter movement, and it's just not being answered by anyone. So we won't stop protesting. We won't stop spreading the message until it gets answered. So what we're going to do is we're all going to take a minute of silence for both Black Lives Matter and COVID-19 key workers. And I think it will definitely benefit the community to think during this minute what just reflect on what's going on right now. And yeah, let's just get right into it. That's time up. Okay, right. So moving into the next thing, we are going to be playing rather. Would you rather? Playing rather. Would you rather? So I'll go first, and I'll ask this one to my co-host Brady 101, which is, would you rather have more time or more money?
I'd rather have more money than time. More money. Yeah, have more money.
Okay.
Because, yeah, just have more money. Right, I've got one for you. Would you rather lose the ability to read or lose the ability to speak?
Read.
Is that to me or Aaron?
Oh. Aaron.
Read.
I'm evil.
I'd say
the ability to read.
I'd rather be able to speak, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I
would rather lost the ability to.
I meant I'd rather lose the ability to read than to lose the ability to speak.
Oh,
You'd
okay.
rather lose the ability to read.
No, I prefer to speak than read. Yes, there you go.
So you'd lose the ability to read.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I would have done the complete opposite.
Okay. This is from me to you, Arjun. So,
oxi0de.
oxi0de. oxi0de.
oxi0de. It's in my name.
oxi0de.
Okay. Would you rather go into the past and meet your ancestors, or go into the future and meet your great-great-grandchildren?
Well, I think the past, it's pretty boring with technologies not as advanced as now.
But
Just
But I'd
the
say
ability.
for the past, it's a problem with time traveling. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be a scientist, but it always creates a paradox because
I didn't realise we were documentary.
no, because
Yeah.
basically, if you go back and you knock over a can, maybe that can could have exploded, and so maybe that can could have altered time. Anything
I
you
know.
do in the past alters time.
Yeah, no, that's the thing with time travel. It's very philosophical. What would happen if you do this and that? Like,
Yeah.
there are many time travel movies like Back to the Future, but a lot of their like philosophy behind how they manage time travel just seems very improbable.
Yeah.
A bit stupid.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I've got one for you, oxi0de.
Yeah,
oxi0de. Okay. Here
yeah,
we go.
go on.
Would you rather be in jail for a year or lose a year of your life?
I would say lose a year of my life.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
in jail, you don't know what kind of conditions
Yeah.
they're going to be in. They're kind of like ruffians.
Yeah, and I was going to say, finally, I'll ask a question to both of you.
All right.
Would you rather be stuck on a broken ski lift or in a broken elevator?
Elevator.
I agree with Bradley. I have a fear of heights, and being in a ski lift, that would just be terrifying.
I can barely trust them when they're working, let alone.
Yeah, same.
I mean, I love ski
Like,
lifts.
you know when they're open air ones and your feet are literally just in the air.
Dangling. Yeah.
When you wear flip flops, you think, what if they fall off?
I know. I would much rather an elevator because it's all closed off and you can't see.
Okay, yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Although you may become a bit claustrophobic if you're stuck in there for a while.
Yeah. All right.
This is my question to the both of you.
Okay.
Would you rather have a weird looking smile or have a weird sounding laugh?
A weird sounding laugh.
What about you,
Weird
Aaron?
sounding laugh, 100%. Weird sounding.
I would agree because what in photos you'd just be kind of cringy when you're looking in the future with your weird smile.
Yeah. Okay. Now, this has been your episode of Bored episode 5. We're halfway through the season. So make sure you like the video, subscribe to Brady 101. Let's get him to 100. Check out us hosts on our YouTube channels, obviously on this YouTube channel where it's been posted. And feel free to check out some more of Brady 101's videos. They're actually good quality.
Good quality.
And just a special thanks to our guest, oxi0de, and yeah, and thank you for joining us on the podcast this week. Make sure you leave us a review on iTunes if you want. Check us out on Spotify, SoundCloud, all the platforms, and we'll see you next week for episode 6, where we'll be interviewing
Megan SSB.
Yes. Okay, and we'll end this episode with a Black Lives Matter little bit. If you want to watch it, go ahead.